Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Kennedy Center. This is the Millennium stage. It's our daily free performance series brought to you by our friends at Target. And we're here 365 evenings a year at 6 o'clock to present the best in music, dance, theater, and more. If you're ever unable to join us in person, please visit us online where every single performance is broadcast live. You can log on to the Kennedy Center's website. That's kennedy-center.org to watch the performances. And there we also have an online archive containing thousands of past performances. Tonight we are pleased to be welcoming back Washington Performing Arts Society tonight with a Young Artist Showcase. And now won't you please join me in welcoming the Assistant Director of Education at Washington Performing Arts Society, Kathy Brewington.
Hi, good evening. Welcome. First of all, we are so happy to be back here again. We have to thank Kennedy Center Millennium Stage and their staff. They're always so wonderful to us and taking care of all of our needs. So again, thank you to Kennedy Center Millennium Stage. I am representing the Washington Performing Arts Society, and a special treat that we have. I see a lot of young people here in the audience with us tonight. So this is a special youth showcase where we are bringing a little insight. It's a little different for tonight. So you're going to get to see the behind the scenes with our teaching artists. We have two teaching artists, L'Enfant String Trio and the Revision Dance Collaborative that are here in the area. And they work with Washington Performing Arts Society and work with a group of 4th and 5th graders throughout the year, helping them craft on their instruments as well as dance and movement. So the teachers will actually talk a little bit more about what they're doing, but what's so unique and special is that this is probably a first experience on the stage for some of the young people, so we want them to feel comfortable. They're going to give you a nice performance. The young people meet each day during the week, not every single day, a certain day during the week, with these teaching artists and crafting their instruments and their dance and movement. But they also have experiences where they perform for their peers in schools and opportunities like today. And they also culminate their experience with a summer camp. So this gives the audience a little bit of background look, because I know we all remember those first experiences with the arts in school, and you know that amazement that you get when you achieve what you're working on. So we're going to witness a little bit of that today. So please encourage them and keep them make them feel welcome, and make them feel like they're doing such a great job, because they're working really hard for everybody here. I want to introduce our first group. But before I do that, of course, I want to thank, on behalf of Washington Performing Arts Society, all of our donors and sponsors who make all of what we do possible. The L'Enfant String Trio now will come out and do a selection, and then the young people from the Bruce Monroe and Burrville schools will be coming out to join them to do their performances. And then the second group is Revision Dance Collaborative. Then they'll come out and they'll do some performances, and then they'll bring their young people out to do a collaborative event. So we hope you can sit back and enjoy and encourage, stand up, dance, sing along, whatever it takes to encourage the young people here in the community. And thank you again for coming.
you very much. Is this on? And now we are going to have Bruce Monroe and Burville, our fourth graders from these elementary schools, DC Public Schools, come on. As stated earlier, we're just going to give you a little taste of what goes on in our sessions. We're going to start with a call and response, which is the beginning of improvisation with string players. We're going to have our leader, Miss Christine, she's going to start on violin, and just play a couple of things, and the children will listen to what note she's playing, what string she's playing on, and the rhythm she's playing, and repeat it right after her. We also have three student leads. We have, who do we have? Niall, we have Hope, and we have Jason, who will also lead. So just listen. Applause. That was not easy, just them understanding when to come in and that this is free form. They didn't have to really think about, what do I play next? Just whatever you feel, and that's what we're trying to teach in improv. Just play what you feel, and this was the beginning of it, and I think they did a great job. Thank you, guys. Great job.
Okay, so the next set we will do is the D major scale, which is generally the first scale that most or all string players learn. And so we're going to do it in a pattern, and I'm going to refresh their memory. So we start on open D, and then first finger, which is E, and then F sharp, and then G, to our open A, B, and then C sharp, and then the high D. And then we do the high D again, and then we come back to C sharp, and B, and open A, and then G, F sharp, E, and we end on D. Except we're going to do it with a rhythm, and Miss Christine will lead us with that. Same scale, different rhythm. Very good, very good. Okay, so the next thing that we will perform for you, we're going to just have a small string quartet. We decided that what better time for them to experiment with working in a smaller chamber ensemble. So we've selected 4 students. Do I see Max? Okay. Oh, Jason Mayera on the viola. Who's our second violinist? Okay. All right. And then Hope on the cello. No, Edgar. Okay. Miss Coffee will do it. Well, as in the performance world, sometimes things don't always go particularly as you plan. And so this is a weeknight, and unfortunately, 2 of our important players are not here with us. So we're going to proceed, but we will feature Jason on the violin and Mayera on the viola, and we will play the other 2 parts. The name of the piece is called Blast Off, which is based on a D major and an A major scale. Okay, the next piece that we will play for you is Beautiful Skies. Okay, and so part of what we have been experimenting or exploring with them are some of our early American folk songs. So Beautiful Skies is one, and then the last piece that we will conclude is called Boil 'em Cabbage, but we will start with Beautiful Skies. Particularly with our 5th graders and those that are a little bit more advanced, we'll play the actual melody, and the beginning students will play an accompaniment. Our last selection will be Boil 'em Cabbage, which is done in 3 different variations, and Miss Christine will lead it each time, and they will respond.
like to thank you. They've done an amazing job. We started in about November with them, going to 2 different schools, not every week. And what's great about what was going on is we had great support from their music teachers. So when we weren't there, their music teachers had them take their instruments home, practice, so that when we come back, it wasn't starting all over again. So I want to thank Mr. Brown and Ms. Paletti from Bruce Monroe and Burville Elementary Schools and these wonderful children. It's been a pleasure working with them. We had a great time, and I hope they had a great time. And as you notice, they memorized all of their music. So that's not always easy, especially if you're not, secure about what you're doing all of the time. And them knowing that they were coming here, just the nerves got to them, but they pushed through and came up with a great performance. So great job, guys. This concludes our part of the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You've been a great audience. Now we're going to move to the next portion of our program, which will feature Revision Dance Collaborative and the young students from Terrell Elementary.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Valerie Branch.
My name is Shannon Quinn.
We're the co-artistic directors of Revision Dance Collaborative. The students that we have here with us today are from MC Terrell Elementary School. We are doing a residency with them, part of the Capital Dance Project with WPAS, as you may know. We've been working with our students since the end of March, around the middle to the end of March, and we've accomplished so much within just a short time. This is kind of like a work in progress showing for them. They'll have their big culminating event at their school in the beginning of June, along with our performance of from our company. Now, Shannon and I, in our company with Revision Dance Collaborative, we are also part of the Concerts in the Schools program with WPAS, and so we do a school performance that's called Exploring the Perfect World. We ask the audience members to think about what they can do as citizens to make their world better, to make their community better, whether it's something simple as being a great partner, being a great friend, having respect for one another, picking up trash, recycling, thinking about our, land out there and making sure that it's remaining green for years to come. So we ask our audience members to think about those things, and we do that through an interactive performance in Exploring the Perfect World.
So we're taking what we do in the schools and we've brought it to MC Terrell and working with the children here. So we've centered our workshops around just that. How can we make our world a better place? So we're asking them to think of as individuals how they can make their world and communities a better place, and then really working with them. They're doing a lot of partnering, teamwork, building as a class to accomplish these goals. So I think without further ado, we should introduce them and let them tell them a little bit about themselves through movement.
So one thing that we do not only in our performances, but also when the first time that we come to the schools and throughout our residency at a school is one of our favorite things, and it's called the name game. It's kind of like a little warmer to get our students ready and get them prepared to move. So they introduce themselves to us and to each other using movement combined with their names. So sometimes we will do that in the school show, and we challenge the audience to see how many names of the dancers they can remember. We repeat it and we repeat it over and over again. But when we do it in a school setting, when we're in the residency, we make a really big circle and we do the movement, we do our names, and we just keep repeating it over and over again. And then it's just amazing how not only us as new people entering to their community, we just get to learn their names so quickly, but then they also learn something new about each other. So we're going to do one of our favorite games, and it's, like we said, it's called the name game. They're going to introduce themselves to you. They're going to try to be as loud as they can, but because we're in such a big facility, we're going to go down with the mic, and they're going to do their movement for you.
Mary. Mary. Gianni. Ariel. Aiden. Sania. Tarika. Ravanisha. Navaya. Diamond. Rosea. Jordan.
Do it one more time.
Jordan. Cheyenne. Tyree.
Eddie. Cornell.
Good. And so the very first day, not only at MC Terrell, but sometimes at a lot of schools, they're very nervous because it's a new environment. Dance, even though when we're with our friends or we're home, we're dancing, we're singing, but then when you're put on the spotlight and everybody sees you and you're out there front and center, all your nerves build up. And so dance has proven to also be a confidence-building skill for students as well. And so that's why we like to also do this, because it helps them build their confidence, and it also helps them build their creativity. Now, another thing that we do, Shannon will talk to you about the next thing that we're going to do.
So we're going to give you a little demonstration of what we do every day for warm-up. So why don't you guys go to your warm-up spots. We have 2 lines, the front line and back line. And while they're getting there, I'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing in warm-up. We start from our head and work all the way down to our feet. They know the warm-up now. They could probably lead Val and I. They don't need us, but we're going to stand up here with them and do the warm-up and show you what we do in an everyday class. So we can go ahead and start the music.
Vem Magalenha Rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é dia de sol, alegria de coió, é curtir o verão. Vem Magalenha Rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é dia de sol, alegria de coió, é curtir o verão. Tê, 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 tê. Vem Magalenha Rojão, traz rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é um dia de sol, alegria de coió, é curtir o verão. Tê, 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 tê. Tê, 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 tê. Magalenha, tê, 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 tê. Magalenha, tê, 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 tê. Magalenha. Tê, 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 tê.
All right, so we can bring that track down. So that's just, as dancers, we think that it's really important, even though they may not, grow up and say, I want to be a dancer. We still think that it's important to instill in them the basic elements of dance, the basic knowledge of dance. And one of those things is ensuring that you're warm and ensuring that your muscles are ready to move. And it's also a good thing because, even sometimes when we're sitting all day or we're driving all day, a little bit of movement kind of loosens up those muscles. So it's a good thing to remember. Now, I was telling you that the school show performance we do is called Exploring the Perfect World. We took that into MC Terrell, and we had them think about what they can do to make their communities better. Because we think that if they just think of even the smallest idea, it will make a big difference. We all come from different places. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different upbringings. But if we all can think of one thing that we can do by ourselves and then work with someone else, and then also work with someone else, and work with someone else, and work with someone else to make our communities better, then eventually this world will get to where we want it to be. We've made so many improvements so far that we just need to keep raising our standards and raising the bar. So one of the things that we've worked with them on is, how do you connect with someone? What are the key things that you need in order to have a great partnership? Some of those things are listening, looking, understanding, not only wanting your own point of view, but also exploring somebody else's point of view. So we've also introduced to them this idea that we call mirroring. And we all know that when we look in the mirror, we see our own reflection, we see ourselves. But if we look into somebody else's mirror and we look directly into their eyes and we're paying attention to them, then we can be connected. We can understand each other. We can work together. And so we're going to show you a little bit about what this mirroring really means. So go ahead and face your partner. And at this moment, I'm going to introduce you also to Sarah. She is a company member of Revision Dance Collaborative, and she's been very kind to come and join us on this presentation today and to also work with the students. So let's start. The first person will begin. And switch. And pause. Very good, boys and girls. So the idea that we bring from that is that you can't really tell who's leading, that they're so connected, that yes, we do have our own minds and our own thoughts, and when we're by ourselves, we should be able to make these decisions by ourselves, but also when we're in partnership, that we should be able to listen and connect. There was one thing, even though we've been working with these things with MC Terrell students, when we were working backstage, I said to them, decide who's going to lead, who will go first. Some people raised their hands right away. Some groups, both people raised their hands. And someone had to make the decision to put their hand down. And it doesn't mean that we're saying one person was being the bigger person and the other not. No, but they had to look at each other and they had to connect and they had to choose together without speaking, right? Because of course we can talk and we can make decisions verbally, but what we're teaching them is that sometimes you don't have to talk and sometimes we can just make these decisions without talking.
So moving right along, we're going to take some of the partnering work that we've done with them, and they're going to show you a little example of what we've been preparing for their final cultivation at the end of these sessions, which will be in June. And so we're, like Val was saying, really using partnering and teamwork to also think about how we're making our communities better. So it's not just yourself, it's branching out too. So they've worked really well with each other, and since the first day we walked in there to right now, we've only had 7 or 8 sessions with them, and they've made such progress, especially with this partnering. Partnering is not easy, as you may know, whether you're dance partners or just working with your desk mate at work. Partnering is a skill that's learned, and we're so glad to share this with them early on. So let's go to your partnering dances. Group 1, start us off.
We can have the next track playing, please.
One tribe, one kind, one planet, one race. It's all one blood, don't care about your face, color of your eye, or the tone of your skin. Don't care where you are, don't care where you been. Cause where we gonna go is where we wanna be. The place where the native language is unity, and the continent is called Pangea. And the main ideas are connected like a sphere. No propaganda to try to upper hand us. Cause man, I'm loving this peace. Man, I'm loving this peace. Man, I'm loving this peace. I don't need no leader that's gonna force feed her. Concept to make me think I need her. Fear my brother and fear my sister, and shoot my neighbor with my big missile. If I had an enemy, if I had an enemy, if I had an enemy, then my enemy's gonna try to come and kill me. Cause I'm his enemy. There's one tribe, y'all. We one tribe, y'all. We one tribe, y'all. We are one people. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil. Forget about all that evil. That evil that they feed you. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil. That evil that they feed you. Remember that we one people. We are one people. One people. One people. One people. One tribe, one tribe, one tribe, one kind, one planet, one race, one love, one people, one. Too many things that's causing one to forget about the main cause. and uniting. But the evil is seated and alive in us, so our weapons are colliding, and our peace is sinking like Poseidon. But we know that the one, the evil one's
All
driven by
right,
the
we can
sun.
bring
So
that
we
track
come and try to
down.
separate the sun.
Thank you. So we're not quite done yet, but you know, this is like the proud mama moment where we're just so proud of them. Like Shannon was telling you, we've only been with them for about 7 or 8 classes, and they've made so many improvements from just the first day that we've seen them, and then just seeing them grow as individuals and then grow in their partnerships. You know, these dances that they're doing with each other, they're not just dancing with each other. They're also, during our sessions, they're also journaling. They're also critically thinking together. They're also making decisions, and not only just in duets, but also in larger groups. And they have to really think about compromising. They have to think about that listening, our really, really critical listening skills and thinking skills. It's not only us teaching them, because even that mirroring that you saw, that was them. We didn't show them, okay, this group will do this and you'll lead. Their name game, they came up with their movements. It's them. It's not just about Shannon and I coming up here and saying, okay, we're just going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. It's us allowing them to really use their thought process. So before we wrap up, we are going to go down the line, and each dancer is going to tell you what they think that they can do in order to make their community better.
Donate more clothes to the shelter.
Plant trees.
Recycle. Reuse. Don't litter. Solve problems, not cause them. Help others. Stop violence. Help people when they need help.
Pick up trash if it's not yours.
Help the homeless. When people they litter trash, you can just pick it up. Stop violence. Stop vandalizing.
No profanity.
Good. All right, yeah. And these were not the only ideas that they had. They had so many other ideas, and really, really, really great big ideas. So we have some really great, our world is in really great hands because they're thinking, and that's the starting point. As long as they're thinking and they're thinking about making positive decisions and positive choices, then we know that we're in the right track. So at this time, if you can give us one moment, we're going to split them in half, and then we're just going to, Sarah, if you can come out with Shannon and help split them in half so that they can have a seat. We're going to show you a small demonstration of our last dance, which is, like I said, our Concerts in the School performance is called Exploring the Perfect World. It's split up into 3 sections. The first section is Nothing Stays the Same, which is, we know that our life changes every day. Things around us change every day. We kind of have to roll with it and just keep going, right? And we have to make sure that as those changes are occurring, that we're being the best individual we can be, the best friend that we can be, the best brother or sister, the best daughter, the best son, the best husband, the best wife, whatever. We just always have to make sure that we're making really good choices. And even sometimes it's difficult. And the second section is called Meetings. We talked a lot about partner work, working with each other, not only in duets, but also in larger groups. And so we explore that, and we explore not only working just with people in our own community, but working with people outside of our norm. And then the last dance is called The Perfect World. So we're going to show you that today.
tomorrow all the walls came down, everybody had their freedom, all the people learn to live together, that would be a perfect world. Everybody got enough to eat, everyone counting their blessings, everybody got a place called home, that would be a perfect world. That would be a perfect world. That would be a perfect world. If everybody could drink fresh water, trust the air that they're breathing, work together and share this planet, that would be a perfect world. If every child had clothes to wear and had a good education, a little medicine, a decent doctor, that would be a perfect world. That would be a perfect world. That would be a perfect world. This is real, this is now, this is what it's all about. Do your part, stand your ground, lift your voice and make a sound. It's your gift, it's your right, don't you ever stop the fight. Ain't no second chances, people, and it's up to you and me. From the east to the west, oh, from the north to the south, hey. Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now? Hey, hey. Give me peace and love for all mankind. 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 That would be a perfect world. That would be a perfect world. If tomorrow all the walls came down, everybody had their freedom, all the people learn to live together, that would be a perfect world. This is real, this is now, this is what it's all about. Do your part, stand your ground, lift your voice and make a sound. That would be a perfect world. That would be a perfect world. Perfect world. That would be a perfect world. Stand your ground. That would be a perfect world. It's your gift, oh, yeah. That would be a perfect world. It's your right. That would be a perfect world.
We thank you so much for watching this. This means a lot to us, not only to Revision, but I know also to the students of MC Terrell. It gives them the chance to show you what they've been working so hard on. And, you know, we know that you didn't see when they started, but we know that they are learning so much about themselves and about each other and about how they can make their community better and really starting to think critically. These are grades 3, 4, and 5, and we're really proud of them for working together, you know, within their grades and just having a really, really, really great group dynamic. So MC Terrell, I'd like to ask you to take a really, really great big bow. Thank you so much. Thank you again, and we hope that you have a great evening.